Mogen wij het even horen voor Robert Plant? Actually, you being a Brit, I'm supposed to say Robert Plant, right?
No. Where I come from, it's just Plant.
It's just Plant.
Yeah.
Now, what does it feel like here, being with an audience, you know, who probably only know you from Big Log?
Well, I have the same problem everywhere I go. It's continuity, and if you get exposed, the last record did pretty well in America, and I have a young audience in America. It's pretty neat. I don't mind. The past is the past, and I can let it just lie down.
Still, we would like to talk a bit about the past, if you don't mind. You're a founding member of Led Zeppelin. Do you feel it as a negative mark, or not? You feel it as some extra weight?
Well, it certainly was a remarkable period in my life and in everybody else's life at the time. And I think it left some kind of mark. I see a lot of people who seem to think that they're in the band now.
Tell me about that.
Well, you know, there's a lot of bands around who sound very much like Led Zeppelin did. It's interesting to see that although the band finished, the sound continues. And the sound and maybe the look continues too.
But do you feel that as a tribute? Or
No,
as
I
a
don't think so.
rip-off?
That's a way of making money, isn't it, really? I don't know. I don't think it's a tribute. It's a very obvious role to play. You know, Led Zeppelin and the Cream were two of the toughest bands that existed in the time. And it's every guy's dream is either to play for Ajax or to be in a rock and roll band, you know?
Yeah, right. Now, can you name some names? I mean, who do you think are really, you know, like copycats of Led Zeppelin?
I'm not here to do that. It doesn't matter. Nah, it doesn't matter about it. They're doing fine. Leave them be. It's fine.
Okay. Now we'll go back to the beginning. I heard you once said that you wanted to be a big rock star before your 20th, right? Was it basically the fact being a star or being a musician that you wanted? What was it?
When I was a kid, I was really impressed by Elvis. I was impressed by the whole rebel.
Viva Las Vegas.
No, this was a little bit before that.
Okay.
And I really liked the Presley stance and mood. And I was living in a society that was pretty constricted and pretty tight, you know. And so my rock and roll legends went by, and they were like real wild. You couldn't watch the TV. Parents used to say it was the devil's music and to turn it off. And when it was my chance to try, I figured that I should give it no more than 2 or 3 years, because after that, I would be either too old or too cynical. And just in time, it happened.
So who else were your big examples back then? Jerry Lee Lewis? Or?
Yeah, well, I like the rockers, but I also like the black blues guys, Sonny Boy Williamson, Howlin' Wolf. You know, and there was some wild black music around. I found that English music was pretty tame and pretty sterile, and it seemed that it didn't have the balls or the sex that American music had, and black American music, and also the white rockabilly music was something that, although I couldn't relate to it at home in England, it was coming from America, and it was seducing me a little, you know.
Do you think there will ever be like a type of music like rock and roll that will have such an impact, or that will be, you know, be slowing down all the time?
Well, it won't be slowing down, but this is a very commercially orientated time, you know. We're all here waiting for the next rap or the next house thing, and the kind of impromptu wildness that came from rockabilly hasn't really been matched. I mean, the Stray Cats came for a little while and gave us some easy, simple stuff, but I don't know, around the corner comes all sorts of new things. And it doesn't have to come in the same shape or form. It's just so long as it's exciting and honest, that's all you can have. You know?
And what you try to do is put the same energy in it as they did back then, or
yeah, I think that if you don't do it, you've got to do it primarily for fun, and you've got to be comfortable doing it. You know, you've got to really enjoy it, and sometimes it takes you to all sorts of extremes.
Like what?
Like just read the books, or like just please yourself. It's like good fun, you know. And I'm very fortunate now because I'm not really in the middle of the industry technique of how to be a rock star or how to do this. And I've been with a lot of people who've made their own rules. And it's been quite exciting.
You can understand that. Now, as a matter of fact, when I told somebody, you know, I was going to talk to you, this, oh, well, but they did some rough things and stories like that. Is that way past you? I mean, or do you toss the TV out of your hotel room window once in a while?
No, my friend who's in the dressing room says that the wildest I get now is I go into a hotel room, I slam the door shut, I look around, I make sure there's nobody in the room, and then I ruffle up the towels and open all the soap and pour the shampoo on my hair, and I ain't gonna tell you what I do. What can I say?
Fool around in the minibar and...
Hey, no, I don't go near the minibar because, I'm not allowed that sort of shit.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you obviously know there's a old Led Zeppelin station in the U.S.
Yeah, there was for about 3 days.
No, are you kidding? Is it gone now already?
Yeah.
They're doing all ABBA now, or what?
Yeah, they got to find somebody who had enough music so they could play it in constant rotation for 24 hours, or 12 hours, or whatever it was. And as we only made 10 albums, there wasn't enough material. But they started okay. But by the time they started at midday, when they got to 10 o'clock at night, they'd run out of material, I think. We were quite an interesting band then, but this here now is why I'm here.
Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, this band is very, very exciting and very vital, and it draws the best out of me, the best that I remember from a long time ago. It's a very similar situation. Different times, but very exciting.
Because I understand you did the non-stop Go tour. And that was for how long? That was for an extreme long period, right?
Forever and a little bit of change, yeah. Yeah.
And you had a real rough schedule, or what? Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I wanted to see if I can do it, for a long time Led Zeppelin didn't work very much. So when the opportunity came and we had big hit records in America in '88, all I wanted to do was work. That's what I do. I sing. I don't drive a car for my living, I don't sit in the window doing knitting while Japanese guys walk past looking at me. I just...
And saying, hi.
Yeah, hi. You think you can beat this? Try 3 minutes of that. So this is what I do, and I really wanted to do it, so we played to just short of 1 million people. Now, and I had a good time.
Okay, now this new album, Manic Nirvana, you did it together with the guys of the band. Was that the plan, or what happened?
We basically... For the time being, I'm the spokesman for the band. And the time will come when, with a little bit more exposure and a bit more success in Europe or whatever, they'll be doing it as well as me together. It's very obvious to say, hey, I've been around for years, this is my band, and we're all equal and level. We're not all equal because I've been around a little longer. And I'm also very petulant and stamp my foot. But we're as close to it as, for now we're doing great. We can only get better. And it's very exciting. Very, very exciting music.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Now, what types of music do you... I understand there's a cover on it. You write things yourself. What do you go for? What will you go for with the next album?
Well, let's just carry on with this one. For right now, we've developed a sense of...
This is new.
Yeah, that's right. It's just come out. We develop a sense of humour. There's something a little funny in amongst it all, but it's like rock and roll funny. And it's not particularly obvious run-of-the-mill stuff. And also, I want to get as tough as I can, because I spent some time in my career getting a little soft and a little gentle, and you were talking about the Honey Drippers and all those ballads and stuff. What I'd like to do now is to stop confusing the matter and just get down to straight, hard, but at the same time humorous music.
Okay, well...
And I think I'm doing it.
I think you're doing it as well. I want to thank you for being here. We'll see you on stage in a moment.
Absolutely.
And, hope to see you again real soon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Look, by the way, before you go away, I'd like to know what your favorite video is. The director's got it queued up already, but I don't know yet.
I think we're dealing with The Cure here, aren't we? Pictures of you?
With who?
The Cure.
Well, let's take a look
Pictures
at that
of
now.
you.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah.